Eagles with numbers, and it ends like that. And a fast break puts it in and one with a three, and it's blocked out of bounds. Can they close the gap? The Newcastle Eagles firmly in control here in London. London Lions suffer their first home defeat, and they will see them one more time.
So here we are at the Virtue Motors Arena in Newcastle, and what an incredible road victory that was for the Eagles, beating the Lions by 22 points on their home court. The Eagles have won 8 out of the last 10 in the league, and their form has continued in Europe with 2 consecutive scalps. Newcastle have all the pieces in place to play at breakneck speed that coach Mark Stutel favours. After defeating the trophy final last Saturday, London will be desperate to reassert their dominance over the league. The Lions, like the Eagles, have also won their last 2 games in Europe and in the league, are 8-2 in the last 10. Will coach Petar Božić, contrasting passing style of play, dominate over the speed of Newcastle? Well, here to answer that question and more is former Sheffield Shark Mike Tuck and current Leicester rider Jaron Holmes. So welcome to both of you. Jaron, it's your debut. I'm coming to you very, very soon. But for you, Mike, London, they got to bounce back. What a weekend it was for them.
Yeah, I mean, tough loss in that trophy final. I think a lot of people were not expecting that one. But I think for them, you know, they've had 2 games in Europe ever since then, and that might be distant memory for them. So right now, back to league play against a tough Newcastle Eagles team. We're in for a firecracker tonight. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And Darren, you've played up against both of these teams, haven't you? Of course, the Newcastle Eagles, of course, they play with such speed. The London Lions like to pass it around. They both provide their own challenges, don't they?
They do. London's challenges are already off the board. I mean, you think about it. They have 10 deep, capable players. I mean, they all like playing with each other. They don't care who has the spotlight in a particular game. So you think about it. They love to win, and they do it that way. And then you have Newcastle, who those guards are just tough. I mean, you got Ricky McGill and Jordan Johnson. They're just tough. I mean, you got to watch the baseline. And Larry, don't forget about Larry Austin Jr.
Yeah, they got players. They have got players. In fact, let's have a look at their starting 5 for tonight. Mike, you can take us through.
Starting 5 for the Newcastle Eagles tonight. We've got my guy, Mr. 27, Darius Defoe, most successful guy in BBL history, British Basketball League history, sorry. Then we've got Ricky McGill, Jordan Johnson leading the team in scoring with 18 points a game. Scary Larry Austin Jr. and Taj Green, who's been on a big run lately, averaging 20 points in the last month.
That's a big starting 5. What have London got, Jaron? You can take us through.
Yes, I can. The big man in the middle, Gabe Olaseni. I mean, he's been terrific for them. You have Tariq Phillip holding it down at the point guard position, Dante Grantham, the sniper Matt Morgan, and like Drew said, the shiny new toy, David Nwaba.
I love that they were calling him a shiny new toy, but like we say, it's now time to throw it down to courtside, and casting that eagle eye as ever over Newcastle is Drew Lasker.
Well, he admitted himself that he just wasn't playing well, but now we're really starting to see the real deal Ricky McGill. And the reason why, he had to learn how to play without the ball, which is a skill in itself. But when he does get the ball in his hands, we know he's a prober. He's going to get to his spots by any means necessary. And the Eagles, they finally got some health back. Josh Ward-Hibbert back to the lineup. What does he bring? Just professionalism, whatever's required out there on the court. He's the guy that's taking shots after the game in the locker room, stretching and icing, and he'll say it's just another game, but we all know when you see your ex, you want to make sure she knows you happy when you're with your new chick.
I mean, he always feels at home, doesn't he, when he's on the court in Newcastle? But he mentioned him. We could have picked a number of Newcastle players, but the real deal, Ricky McGill, is the guy. What a standout for him. I mean, he had that double-double in Europe this week as well, to add.
Yeah, I mean, coming off the back of that, he's going to be confident going into this one. And, you know, Ricky's one of those guys that, for me, he's the definition of a shooting guard. Here we see he's got the ability to knock it down from long range. He's also a big threat on the defensive end here, able to get out on the break. One of the quickest guards in the league, and really up front with him and Larry Austin Jr. at the defensive front for the guards. He's a tough one to stop. Here, able to come off the pick, create some space, knock down that mid-range. Ricky McGill is a dangerous player and an efficient player, averaging just under 50% from 2-point and just under 40% from 3.
And it's not just him, of course. The former Leicester rider, London Lion himself, Josh Ward-Hibbert, recently returned from injury here, Jaron. And this is somebody who's a big part of the puzzle for Coach Stussel.
I mean, he's a huge part. I mean, because he doesn't require the ball. I mean, he's going to make things happen just from playing defense, moving the ball, making the wide open shot. I mean, you see him here in the 2-2-1 zone, making this dish off to Del Pesh. I mean, he's making the right reads. He's making the right plays. I mean, he gets it to his big man down here in his favorite spot, the mid-range. I mean, it's unreal. He's smart. I mean, with his time with London, I mean, he didn't require the ball there either. But whenever he does get it, he makes something happen.
Just a quick question on this then, Jaron. For someone like Josh Ward-Hibbert, the fact he's played for so many different teams, he has got to be quite adaptable with his style, right?
He does. I mean, when you have that ability to adapt to different teams, different roles, it shows a lot about your character and your personality. And it shows about his competitiveness. He loves to win. He's a winner.
Okay, well, we're looking forward to what should be an incredible game. So thank you for now. Tip-off is just around the corner. And after the break, we'll be breaking down the London Lions as they look to overhaul the Newcastle Eagles. It's a repeat of the domestic trouble is now beyond Coach Bozic, but he still has the double in his sights. Welcome back to the British Basketball League, whether you're watching in the UK or the USA. London and Newcastle are the two most informed teams in the league at the moment. This should be a compelling encounter. We're around 5 minutes away from tip-off, so we've got time to check in courtside with Drew Lasker, and we've thrown him to the Lions.
Hey, well, keep your eyes tonight on Tariq Phillip because he will have the ability to take advantage of those little guards on Newcastle. Look at the size. Any defense that they throw him, he'll just be able to look over him. He has the strength as well that you're not going to speed him up, take him off his spot, and he's so poised. He also has a shiny new toy with him. David Nwaba right over here. Look at the size. We're talking about NBA talent. Look at the physique. Look at the calves. I mean, they brought him here for defense, but he's proven that he can sky over you in the paint, and also his jumper, he can score at his own will. They got a tough task on their hand tonight, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really into Drew loving on Nwaba's calves.
Look at his
Look at his calves. I mean,
Calves.
I mean, just on Nwaba, London already had a team full of superstars, and they bring this man in with NBA pedigree. Somebody who actually did really well during the trophy, Mike. He's going to really add to this team, isn't he?
Oh, he definitely is, and he already has. You know, obviously this is going to be his first time we see him in the league.
Yeah.
But we've seen him in some trophy games. We've seen him in the Euro Cup, and what an impact he's had so far. And here, this play of the game for me there. This guy has elite physicality, elite of athleticism. And you can see why he did 5 years in the NBA, 4 different teams. He's a journeyman. He has the ability to slot in pretty much anywhere, but the athleticism, the drive, he's chippy. He talks trash. He's out there and, you know, kind of looks like a man amongst boys in some respects. He is a strong dude and has already made a huge impact.
Yeah, it's really going to elevate the performance of London more this season. So excited to see how he goes. But one man, Jaron, I want to argue with you here. Maybe you might not even argue with me. Doesn't really get his flowers. Tariq Phillip.
He doesn't, especially coming off that huge injury. I mean, I think he's performed tremendously well for this comeback year. I mean, he's a downhill New York City guard. He loves to get into the paint. You see this play right here. Watch the veer step to the lefty layup. He's trying to get downhill. And we all know, New York, you hit your first shot, like this one right here, defense goes under, he's taking that. He's a smart player. He reads the game the right way. And like I said, he talks a little bit of trash. So as he walks off on that 3 right there.
He's got that big New York energy. I'm excited to see how he gets on tonight. But now, let's hear from the 2 play callers themselves. Drew's been speaking to coaches Stutel and Bozic.
We have to compete as hard as we possibly can. We have to try and really take pride in getting the ball into the paint, moving the basketball. We have to defend like our life's depending on it for 40 minutes and manage the runs and the momentum in the game. If there's a guy who gets going, we don't let him go back to back.
It was a very hard game. I remember they really were very efficient in transition, one-on-one, and especially on our glass. So we got to fix those things tonight.
Yeah, we want to finish as high as we possibly can, and that's everyone within our group. So I know it's cliche, we're game by game and week by week, but we understand that we're in the business end of the season. I thought we've had some good runs. You know, November into December was positive for us, so we need to make sure we start the right way, and we've got, you know, a good 2-3 weeks here where the schedule needs to make sure, you know, we're grinding out wins week by week.
You know, we got to first play fundamentals of defense one-on-one, and then, you know, with all crowds that we can show from other players.
Thanks for your time, Coach.
Always. Thank you.
Well, here we are, London on the road into Newcastle. What kind of game can we expect from them here, Mike?
I mean, it's tough to call, but I think they're going to try and right some wrongs. 20 turnovers in their last game against the Newcastle Eagles. They're going to try and clean up that guard play and take care of the ball if they want to win this one.
And what do you think, Jaron?
Newcastle, we got to get out on the break. You know, we had that 20-point win last time just by getting out and run, beating London down the floor, using some of their tiredness and travel and jet lag against them.
Okay, well, we shall see. I'm going to hand you over to your commentary team of Dan Routledge and Azania Stewart. Newcastle Eagles against the London Lions right on the other side of this.
Welcome back to our coverage of the British Basketball League. We are in Newcastle as the regular season gets back underway. Our three officials are set and ready to go. Steve Ferris, Ian McDonald and Kate Unsworth. And obviously London have played in Europe in midweek, but they'll be wanting to get that trophy defeat last weekend out of their system here today.
Yeah, they were definitely licking their wounds from that trophy loss, and disappointing for them, but they did bounce back. What I am a little bit worried about London, they have a lot of games this week, Dan. They play, they played over the weekend, they played on Wednesday, they play today, and they've got another one over the weekend. So on Sunday, I think they play again. So a lot of basketball for them.
Well, Newcastle also playing in Europe in midweek. A good win for them gives them a chance at the playoffs in their competition. We're underway here at Virtue Motors Arena, and it is the home team who win the opening tip. And we'll get it started with the first offense. Ricky McGill. Back to Johnson. Into Darius Defoe, who's excellent in midweek in Europe. His first shot, they like to feed Darius early, but that one comes off the iron.
Yeah, he was exquisite in that European game. At 24 points in 30 minutes. The old fella looking like he was young again.
Still logging up the big minutes. It's an easy score there. Grantham getting all the way to the basket.
Grantham been solid for London Lions. You know, he's been in and out of the starting lineup. I just think you can always rely on him with his, length, athleticism. Does very well for them.
Stretches the floor really well. Austin, shot takes a couple of bounces but comes out. Here is Phillip. See if he can get downhill, as the guys in the studio were talking about at the top of the show. Morgan. Shenny, who's never had a bad game, I don't think, as Morgan, dangerous guy to lose on the three-point line.
And there's no doubt that he's at the top of your scouting list, Newcastle. You've got to go over that pick. You can't go under.
Here's McGill looking to reply with three of his own, and Shenny with the rebound. Nearly had a triple-double on his last trip to Newcastle. Doesn't distribute the ball so well. This is exactly how he slips those screens, and then he's looking for his teammates all the time.
Yeah, London giving a bit of Newcastle taste of their own medicine. That baseline cut, great finish.
Newcastle need a score here. Johnson is usually the man to provide it, but he's got called for an offensive foul on the hook at the top of the play. And that will give the ball back to London. This is not a great start from the Eagles. 2 minutes in, still to score.
Yeah, here it is. Just that hook to the head, really obvious. The referees are going to be all over that.
Well, Mark Stewart might be wondering whether he needs to call a halt to the play after only 2 minutes here, because his team are trailing 7-0.
Yeah, if London Lions score right here, he's got to call a timeout, stop the bleeding.
Oh, they get a steal because that pass is over McGill. Here's Austin in the open court. There's few better than him. Driving to the basket. He's so direct in transition, and he gets some contact and will go to the free throw line.
And that's where he's best, where he thrives. You know, as soon as he gets that ball, that outlet onto transition, he's out of the blocks, and he's so tough. Look at here, gets the pass. And the only way you're stopping him is fouling him.
Well, they could do with these 2 free throws. You wouldn't say free throw shooting is the greatest strength that he has, but he can knock them down. Makes the first, and Newcastle are on the board. Two and two.
What's fun about this game, Dan, is we've got top players. We've got Matt Morgan first in the league, points per game, and then Jordan Johnson is 3rd points per game. So scorers who know how to get the ball in the basket.
Another turnover there by London, you're right. They're point guards who can certainly fill it up. Well, that pass somehow reaches Defoe, and he is fouled and will go to the free throw line. Didn't look like that pass was going to get to the vet there, but it slipped through Olasheni to Defoe, and he's able to draw the foul.
Yeah, he put some heat on that pass, didn't he? first league game,
Yeah.
right? So welcome to the British Basketball League.
Well, he made quite an impact in the trophy, didn't he?
He was incredible, actually. Really, you could see he was locked in, made some highlight plays. He was honestly a charm to watch.
He's played pretty well in World Cup play as well. There is exactly what they were talking about pre-game with Philip getting to the basket. Olasheni able to clean it up.
Yeah, with Jordan Taylor out, Philip's going to be huge for London Lions tonight. I think he's going to have to play a lot of minutes and really lead this team.
Nice spin to the basket. He's bumped from behind. And Johnson will go to the line. Newcastle haven't made a field goal yet, but they keep getting to the free throw line.
That's how Jordan Johnson averages 17, I've got to say 0.9 as I'm with you today.
Yeah.
I would round that back.
You could round it up to 18.
Yeah, I would round that bad boy up to 18. But I'm with you, the statistician.
So you got to be perfect. But this is part of the reason he does. He gets to the free throw line so many times, 140 plus from free throw line this season. He's made over 120 of them.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of points from the foul line, isn't it?
You can see why he's sitting in third in the entire league. So they're 6 from 6 from the free throw.
All their points from the free throw line. London getting some field goals to go, but not that one from Nwaba. Nice pass. There we go. First field goal of the game for the Newcastle Eagles from their veteran Darius Defoe.
Boy, that was pretty, Dan. And talking about another stat, Ricky McGill, he's second in assists in the league. 6 assists a game.
Newcastle changing up the defenses a little here, and Olasheni getting in close. There's going to be a delay of game warning. The London players got their hands on the ball after it goes through. You've got to leave it alone. Do it twice and you get a technical.
This is the 4th time these teams have played in regular season, so they know each other very well.
Newcastle did win one of those 3 previous meetings. London the other 2. Gonna level up the head-to-head, which only really matters if you finish level. This one of 2 games going on tonight in the British Basketball League. The other one is down in Surrey, where the Scorchers have made a great start. 28-13 against Sheffield early in the quarter, and I would imagine they've been gunning it from the three-point line, because that's what Surrey do. Yes, 6 of 11 from the three-point line in the early stages down at the sports bar.
Also, Sheffield was late. They're clearly still on the bus. The game started later than needed to be. Go ahead.
Jordan Johnson going to the bench on 2 fouls early on. You could see he was trying to prevent his coach from making the sub, but pretty much every coach in the world will take you out if you're on 2 fouls inside the first 5 minutes. Here's Austin. Back out to the post. Shot clock getting low here. Needs to go up. Ward Hibbert in his favourite spot. Off the iron, though. Morgan. Back to Grantham. Wow, underneath, jams it home.
Rocks the rim, that baseline killer, just a sniper. We spoke about him at the top of the broadcast. There he is for you.
A timeout call by the Newcastle Eagles here, as London have got off to a great start. David Nwaba getting his first points of the ball game with a big jam along the baseline, and it's really the stops that Mark Sutel will be worried about.
You're so right. I thought he was going to call a timeout. Waisino, here's a nice little highlight play. Hangs on the rim, but Mark spoke pre-game just talking about how they have to compete and how hard they're going to have to play and push London Lions. They know it's not going to be easy, but they're at home. This is their favorite place to play. Their crowd loves it. Their fans fill up the arena every game.
Well, here's a little fact for you, Azania.
Yeah.
You know, David Nwaba, he went to Cal Poly University, left Cal Poly in 2016. His last ever game at Cal Poly was a conference quarter-final game, got beat, so his career at college came to an end in the conference.
Yeah.
Some young guard down the other end of the score scored 36 points. Career high, best ever. You know who? Luke Nelson.
No.
Was. How long do you reckon it was before Luke Nelson mentioned that game when David Nwaba joined the London Lions? It remains Luke's career high, actually, 36 points. Yeah, college or the pros.
That's definitely back of the bus banter. Do you know what I mean? I'm throwing that out there.
I'm throwing that out there first time he walks
time.
in the building.
I love that. Well, we'll wait for Luke Nelson to come in, Lord Nelson.
McGill just had his toe on the line there. That would have been work too, but it didn't drop. Newcastle drawing yet another foul. London very early to the limit, and Nwaba now will have to go to the bench. And you get your wish here. We're going to see them passing in the night as Luke Nelson comes on for David Nwaba.
Doesn't look very happy though. Kind of goes to the bench.
Well, Nelson hit 6 threes in that game. 6 or 7, I think he was, from 3-point range. Let's see if we can do that today. Well, first bit of action, showing his football skills. A little kick away. St James's Park is down the road, but London have got off to a great start here. It's 15 points to 8 here. Timeout call. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Newcastle, where Petar Božić will be delighted with how his London Lions have started. 7 of 9 from the floor. Newcastle have made just 1 field goal in this game. All 6 of their other points from the free throw line. Larry Austin on the offensive glass, but he's denied. Green. Shot clock ticking down. He's ran into a terrible spot there. Oh, but what work from Larry Austin to turn that into an and-one.
Newcastle just outworked London Lions there. Not 1, not 2, 3 offensive rebounds. And then the workhorse himself, Austin Jr., getting the putback in and-one. Good job from him.
Well, one thing during his British basketball career you would always say he was very good at is offensive rebounding. He's a little undersized, you would say, but he just seems to be in the right place at the right time, and he's always sniffing for the ball.
Yeah, he is. You're right. He just kind of creeps around, especially when, you finally get that defensive rebound, then he'll come behind you and steal it again. So he's averaging a really lovely stat on the steal line.
pretty much gets 3 to 4 steals a game.
He's got 7 points already in this contest. Is Nelson absolutely wide open for 3. And Sharma trying to turn it into an offensive rebound, but Newcastle come the other way. McGill loses his shoe. Austin's going to fire up the 3, and he's going to knock it down. And he took long enough on the shot to get Ricky McGill to put his shoe back on. Timeout called now by Petr Božić, because Newcastle have started slowly, but suddenly Larry Austin giving them a little bit of life with that and one, and then the 3-point shot. He's certainly feeling it here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and that boost, here it is. Look, he's wide open. He's got enough time to get that rhythm dribble. London Lions just kind of losing their defensive plan right now, so he's going to have to call the timeout. But what I also would be worried about is the foul count for this last 4 minutes, 8 seconds. If I'm Newcastle, I am driving to the rim, put pressure on the referees to call a foul, because you go to the free throw every single time.
Yeah, Narva on 2 fouls for London. At the other end, Johnson is on 2 fouls for Newcastle. But Larry Austin, well, I'm going to defend Josh Sharma here, because you say, oh, they didn't get out to him. But you would say actually probably Austin shooting a 3 is where you want him to be, because he's only in the 20s in his BBL career from 3-point line. You don't want him driving to the basket, but it's that juxtaposition of he's feeling a bit hot, he's feeling a bit comfortable, so maybe you do want to go out now while he's feeling good about himself.
Well, and also, Dan, you want to at least run at him.
Well,
any professional can hit a
yeah.
wide open shot.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, of course you want him to shoot the 3, but you also want to make it difficult.
Yeah. I'll give you that.
Thank you. I'll write that down in my notes. You never give me anything.
Well, Newcastle have cut it back down to a 1-point game here. 6 minutes in. Both coaches have had the necessity to call a timeout to try and prevent or end a run. Newcastle have scored the last 6. Larry Austin has scored the last 6 points. And that is why Newcastle are right back on London's tail. Here's Connor Morgan looking to back down Green. It's a tough pass. Sharma does well to keep it alive. Shot clock about to go. Phillip for 3. And rebound pulled in by Green. McGill, nice pass. Delpesh with the jab. Beautiful assist.
Wonderful textbook pick and roll. Wonderful finish. I love that for Delpesh.
And an offensive foul on the screen by Sharma. So Newcastle, with their first lead of the game, will get the ball back. It's a great attack by Delpesh down the lane, and that is what we've seen him do in his years in the British Basketball League. Loves to be attacking the rim, and when you've got guards like McGill and like Johnson, Austin, it's always worth a roll because they can find you.
Yeah, and that's the only play you can do. You've got to put the ball in the basket, and the defender, because especially like a Josh Sharma who's coming over to block the shot, you've got to dunk it.
McGill has the switch. Sharma in front of him, goes out to Green. Nelson trying to recover. Sharma can't quite get it. Taj Green can, and he throws it down. What a hustle play from Taj Green.
The energy is in the building. You can see Taj Green. He punches the air. He's clapping. Newcastle are here to stay.
Well, they started slowly, but there's another great pass. And Sharma this time rocking the rim.
Well, a pick and roll clinic happening right now. I love this. Guards really attacking and looking for their big men off the screen.
Green now looking to go at Connor Morgan. 2 banging. He passes it off to Delpesh. A little short. Sharma able to get on the defensive glass. Ooh, that one's through the hands of Kareem Queeley and out of bounds. And London were looking so smooth in the early stages, but 1 or 2 little errors creeping in now that Newcastle have started to put a bit more pressure on them by making shots.
Well, Newcastle for sure, that's their DNA, right? They're hardworking, they're tough, they're never going to give up. And this is a crew that's been man down for a very long time. They were going 6 men deep. They finally got Josh Ward-Hibbett back so they can go, 7 men. But this crew has been holding it down.
Well, they've got guys who can score, and that's as Sharma commits the foul. When you're short on players, the thing you worry about is, have we got enough offense out there? But if you're giving more minutes to McGill and more minutes to Johnson and more minutes to Austin, you don't have a problem with putting the ball in the basket.
No, that's for sure. But I'm just worried about, as we do go down into this, playoff run, is how long can you, withstand that? It's a tough season. There's that dunk. Look at the energy.
And that is what Taj Green brings as well. It's that sort of life as well as big plays. He pumps the crowd up, and it gets a little louder in this building.
He does. We call him the Haribo King. He always has a packet of sweets or candy on the side. So hopefully Drew Laskin didn't maybe steal one of those.
Well, I'm assuming the fans in the front row right behind and just keep feeding them.
They need the energy too. A little 2-3 zone here.
Here's Sharma down on the bottom, and the foul is called on Spencer, who's also returning from injury. They had all sorts of problems with injury, the Newcastle Eagles, as Zania just said, through the trophy campaign, but starting to come back now. They're still missing Will Neighbour.
Yeah. I'm just going back to that zone, 2-3 zone. That's exactly where you want to penetrate and attack the zone, is that baseline little cut from Josh Sharma. He got fouled, he didn't get to finish, but putting pressure through the free throw line and the baseline is where you want to attack the zone.
Whitfield as well is still out injured for the Newcastle Eagles. Obviously London have had their issues as well, but one or two more riches in terms of players to choose from Coach Bozic's perspective. Delpesh along the baseline, blocked by Sharma. Here comes Nelson. Out to Grantham, sets his feet for 3 and knocks it down.
Big time. He loves that corner 3. It's his favorite spot.
Nice moving of the ball from the Newcastle Eagles, but can't knock down the open 3, Spencer, and Nelson gets the rebound. Nelson again running pick and roll, and there's that pass again, but wave it off. It's going to be an offensive foul on Sharma. They ran that exact same play a little earlier and got 2 points out of it, but this time it's a foul against Sharma.
Really good job, defense, to get in the way and take the hit.
And he's going to have to sit down now with foul trouble as well, Josh Sharma, replaced by Sandy. Again, it's an underrated skill, taking a charge.
I never took them.
Did you not?
I hated taking a charge. Do you know how long it is to fall down?
Yeah, but I tied you down.
No, not that girl. I'm going to block the shot.
Block the shot, there you go.
But it is
a defensive stop.
Well, to sacrifice your body, it's definitely worth it. And Josh Ward-Hibbett is fantastic at that.
McGill. Shot clock down to 6. He fires up a 3. Hand in his face. There's a bit of pushing and shoving off the ball between Josh Ward-Hibbett and Kieran Sandy, but he carry on. And why not carry on when Grantham's got the ball at the 3-point line?
He's feeling it, isn't he? Walks straight into that. Nobody picked him up.
Delpesh gets it back, or does he? No, he doesn't. It's ripped away. Here's Morgan running down court. Foul is called against Spencer. It'll only be the team 4th, so it's a sideline ball with 14.5 seconds to go. So whilst the shot clock is on, it's not really relevant here. Nelson directing traffic as we go into the final 10 seconds of the opening quarter here in Newcastle. Behind the back pass, finds Grantham. front irons that one. Ball is loose, and Newcastle get their hands on it. And we have reached the end of the opening quarter at the Virtue Motors Arena. Newcastle Eagles trailing London Lions by 4. We'll be right back after this break.
Just fixing the basket. Yeah, a bit DIY, never hurt nobody.
Looks like it's been taped a few times, that padding. But whilst they're sorting that out, we can take a quick look at the other game. They're almost at half-time there, and Surrey still in the lead, still up double figures against the Sheffield Sharks. And they've just got a timeout there as well to run a play to try and get themselves a bigger lead at half-time. Peter Božić and his squad are just waiting for the basket to be fixed before they get underway. Of course, they've still got a chance potentially of finishing top 2 in the Euro Cup, and the benefit of doing that would be to try and get themselves a bye through the first round to the quarterfinals. But they will be at home, and that will be key. Whether it's the 8th final or not, they will at least be at home in that first European game. Newcastle awaiting their fate. I won't bore you with all the millions of complicated ways in which they could get through to the playoffs. Bristol, of course, already in the playoffs in the ENBL. So it's been a good season for the British teams in Europe. Caledonia, of course, getting some impressive wins in the Europe Cup, but unfortunately for them, just missing out on the postseason. Oh, that's a block from Delpesh. Must have been right at the apex there. Here's Ward Hibbert running quick, and he can't lay it in, and it's almost stolen away. Here come the Lions, though. Connor Morgan's going to step into a 3, and he's going to knock it down. You almost knew that was in as soon as the bounce pass came his way.
You're so right. You could see him gathering up and getting into rhythm, and that's where he's deadly. He loves the three-point shot.
Here's Defoe. Defoe to the fall-away, drops it in for 2. Classic Darius Defoe, that.
Gosh, I'm really enjoying Defoe. Like, he's just getting younger and younger, isn't he?
Well, at some point, it's Nelson gets there. At some point, he's going to have to hang him up, but I don't think that point is anywhere near.
No, he's young, wild, and free, as we like to call him.
Inside to Delpesh with the hook off the back of the iron. Grantham with the rebound. Grantham drops it off. Now it's Queeling. Kick to the corner and Nelson. He knocks down the triple and suddenly London have a double-figure lead.
Well executed play by the Lions. There was so much movement in that offense. It's very difficult to guard that. And then the wide open shot in the corner.
Well, both teams taking 9 threes, but there are 12 points difference in favor of London in those 9 threes as Defoe continues to fill it up. 8 points now for Darius.
He's playing with so much confidence. He was wonderful in their European game.
Nice pass from Nelson. Morgan trying to feed it underneath, but Ward-Hibbert is there to take it away. Still he goes. Josh Ward-Hibbert all the way. And the foul is called, so he will go to the free throw line.
Josh Ward-Hibbert, so happy to see him back in the lineup. Played 19 minutes in a European game, 5 points, really good. He's been out for a fair bit. But listen, this is his old team too, as Drew said. You know, you like to show off with your new, to your ex with your new girl. I love that analogy, and that's exactly that. And I think why I love this new team for him at Newcastle is he was a real role player and a defender, but now for Newcastle is really coming into his own on the offensive side.
I remember him having some big games against Leicester when he was at London. I remember him hitting a game winner against the Riders a few years ago. And as you say, now he's moved on, so he's going to the last X rather than the XX.
I love that. And also what he's lovely at was he was a tennis player, wasn't he?
He was indeed a very good tennis player as a junior on the Australian Open.
That's so cool. I really love that story about him. He's also special to me, and he used to go at it at London Lions.
Yeah.
You know, icon of the season. Obviously, I won back-to-back.
Obviously, you won.
Come on.
That's why he moved out of London,
Yeah.
I heard. Newcastle, getting to the free throw line with regularity today, and perfect from there. Here's Johnson for 3, and he knocks it down. And that 10-point lead is evaporated away, and suddenly it's down to 3.
Well, what I like what Newcastle's doing is that they're driving in, and then the defense is collapsing under lines, then they can push it out for that 3-point shot.
Well, not so much room there to squeeze that shot in for Nawaba, but he was able to do it. And again, they will go to the line once more. Jordan Johnson for shots 12 and 13 as far as Newcastle are concerned from the free throw line.
And that's where they're so deadly, is that because they're so aggressive, because they, you know, put their head down, get their shoulders, attack the rim, they shoot a lot of free throws.
Well, they have 2 of the most direct guards in the league in Johnson and Austin, and McGill can obviously get to the rim as well, particularly in transition. That is one of the things when you play the Newcastle Eagles, very high on your scout report, is transition defense. You need to keep them away from the rim. We've seen them do it today. They've been able to grab a defensive rebound and get 94 feet in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, multiple rebounds. And Coach Bozic spoke about that at the top of the game, talking about their one-on-one defense and their, you know, game plan. They've got to clean up on that.
Phillip steps away for 3 off the iron. McGill down to Defoe. He's got a mismatch here, or has he? Because Morgan almost takes it away. And actually Defoe overcooks the shot. Sandy traveled with it.
Throw that ball down. It's so important.
It's one of those where the thought process of the play is quicker than the ball hitting the deck and the feet are off. Happy feet.
Okay. Little dance move.
Yeah, it was one of my son's coaches when he was about 4. No happy feet, no happy feet. Put the ball down. Defoe inside. Wants in a whitter, doesn't come his way. He's a little slow to his feet, so it's 5-on-4 here. And that's the open man, and Newcastle made to pay, and that's the problem. They didn't recover well enough, and Sandy was wide open.
But wide open for a very long time. Nice.
But again, you would say, even off a made score, London haven't really fully recovered defensively there.
You're right. It's an offensive game right now.
Well, thrown away there by Phillips, straight to McGill. And again, he just goes to the rim. They were all back, but they didn't stop the ball, really.
Left layup, he could have taken.
Yeah. Well, not much defense there either, is there?
What is going on? Timeout. It looks like they're tired and they need a drink and a Haribo because, wow, no defense for both teams.
Well, that's, I was about to ask you, do you think both coaches are going to be talking defense in this timeout?
Well, you've got to get stops to, you know, win the game. It's really close here. Look. Wide open. Nobody's riding his hip or, you know, following him, making it tough. Tariq Phillip.
Well,
too easy.
You watch that one and you think, well, there must have been somebody whose fault it was. Somebody's supposed to rotate in there, but it's hard to even tell who they were.
Yeah, look at them. They're really panting and needed that timeout just to regroup both teams.
Wow. Newcastle Eagles. I guess Newcastle, they don't mind really going up and down and trying to get into a scoring race. Normally a scoring race favours the home team, but you never quite know in this situation. It is 46-33. That was the halftime score. Sorry, so they obviously didn't score on that final play. And obviously Sheffield still integrating their new signing, Green, in all of that. Surrey, well, when they shoot well at home, they tend to do pretty well. They're 8 of 17 from the three-point line in the first half, and they are a team that
they love the three-point
if they win the first half, they do really well. But the problem is, sometimes for them, they're either way up or way down at halftime. We will see if they can maintain that into the second half. We'll keep you abreast of what's happening at the sports park as it goes on.
I wonder if the Coach Mark Strudel for Newcastle maybe just needs to rotate his guys. You know, he only goes 6 or 7, but just keep him fresh. Yeah, there we go. He's got Taj Green in. He's been on the bench for a while.
Woodhaven looking for room along the baseline. Gets it out to Green. Green fires up the 3 and he knocks it down. It's a 3-point game.
Look at that. Straight off the bench. Instant offense.
Well, they've not made too many threes today. Struggled a little from the 3-point line, Newcastle, but that was a good one from Green. Extra pass to Nawaba. Morgan fires up the triple. His 3 misses, and Green flying through the air to pull down the rebound.
Love that battle between Gabe Olusheni and Defoe down low on that rebound.
Offensive foul called off the ball. It's on Jordan Johnson. That's going to be his third. Well, just a little push off is what the referee saw, and that's 2 of them that he's got at offensive, and he's still having a word with the official as well. Well, we got a timeout called in the game, so we will take a timeout as well. We'll be back after this break. Welcome back to Newcastle, where the Eagles were 2 of 10 from behind the arc, but Taj Green knocking down a 3. Maybe that one will get them going. Because, let's say, the way they've got to the free throw line and the perfection that they've had there, if they could make a couple more threes, they could take a lead into the second half. Here's Morgan. Again, penetrate, kick, open corner 3. We've seen that quite a lot for the London Lions here in the first half.
Well, Newcastle's obviously trying to close up and clog up the paint. That the three-point shot is wide open, and London Lions hitting a bunch of them. And Waba, and then we also saw Grantham hit a 3.
Well, they've hit 7 in total, as that's almost stolen away. It will remain a Newcastle ball. They'll have 7 seconds to work with. Well, the referee just having a word with Defoe and Olusheni, saying no more chatter, fellas.
Well, I told you they were going back and forth.
Well, here's Austin off the mark for 3. Nwaba right down the middle, gets fouled through the contact, and that will be a 3-point play opportunity for David Nwaba.
Real cool and calm, leads his way. Look at this, crosses over, takes his step, finishes with the arm up, says thank you very much.
Yeah, that one was for the photographer on the baseline, wasn't it, that finish? Take a picture of this. Big swipe down from Darius Defoe.
Is that Defoe's first?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Hit the bench for a little bit.
Well, they've barely got to the free throw line, but they've missed 2 of the 3 attempts that they have had. Here's McGill dropping it off to Delpesh, and he's slightly out of control. Ooh, I'm not sure what that was from Olusheni. He seemed to get a lot of way down the court without really dribbling the ball, but the foul was scored. Well, we're not far away from half-time. Jeanette, what have you got for us at the half?
Oh, we've got a few things we've seen down here, Dan, but let me throw it to the experts. Mike, what's taking your eye?
Well, definitely with London, it's got to be the ball movement. They're finding the right shooter at the right time and moving that rock around.
We did say that. And for you, Darren?
It has to be the play of Austin and Darius Defoe. I mean, and the offensive rebounding has been impactful in this first half.
Well, we'll look to get into that a little bit more during halftime, but for now, Dan and Azania, it's back to you.
Thank you very much, Jeanette. And of course, the first game for Jaron Holmes, and he gets the commentator's curse straight away. As soon as he's talking about Austin, he turns the ball over. We won't be clipping that one up for the highlight reel at halftime, I'll tell you that much. Here's McGill in the mid-range off the glass. Well, yeah. Sorry, Austin just let him down there, really, I think. Here's Olusheni using that arm to clear Green out. And the foul is called against him as a result.
Look at this, the elbow's high. Good push off to get the space. But Taj Green doesn't back down, he's right underneath him. Yeah, that's offensive. The elbow comes up, it attacks the chin and the face area. Referee's going to be all over that. That's his second.
Well, you can see he's saying he's
flopping. No, I don't think so.
Or was he saying he's a bit low as well, so therefore it looks worse? But that's part of the problem when you've got, you know, normally if he's playing a European game, he's probably got a 7-foot center and that's somewhere in the middle of his chest and it doesn't get called. But a little different against Taj Green. Here is Delpesh again rolling to the basket for the jam.
Oh, that's his second of the night, Dan. Wonderful roll, picking London's defense apart.
And Olusheni showing he could pick and roll as well, but it doesn't go in, tipped out by Morgan. Morgan along the baseline, he goes for the hammer, misses that one. They still have it, well they don't anymore, it's thrown out of bounds. You don't see that too often from Conor Morgan attacking the rim like that.
No, I like that. He means business. You can really see the tension and, you know, that these guys want it. kind of like a little rivalry here. You can see them talking. Oh, this was the beautiful pick and roll. Yet again, Ricky McGill on the end of that assist, adding to his assist per game, usually averages 6.
Well, he's got 5 already in this one. Spencer spinning to the little ball away. Nowitzki off one ball. Off shot.
That's real tough.
And Newcastle got it back down to 2 with just over 90 seconds to play in the first half. Philip, little hesitation, gets to the rim, and oh, Morgan blows the layup and misses it twice. Here's McGill in the corner. Just a little too much juice on that one. Matt Morgan pushing all the way to the rim and followed and jammed in by Grantham.
Well done, Grantham. Way to follow that up. Matt Morgan, he's so fast. He's usually great at finishing that, but good job from Grantham.
Well, they were trying to get Delpeche on the roll, but little finger knocked it loose. Grantham with the spin move. Nelson throwing it upstairs. Oh, they've missed another one, London. Phillip this time. Here's Austin taking it hard, using the rim well to lay that one in.
Timeout, because right now, London Lions missing easy layups at the rim, Dan. And then Newcastle pushing the tempo. Here it is, look at this. Austin Jr. using the rim so nobody can come and block his shot. Well done, Newcastle.
Well, London will be scratching their heads how they've come away from the last couple of plays without a score. And that is why Coach Božić has called a timeout here with 45 seconds to go in the first half here. They're already underway in the second half down at the Sports Park. A couple of minutes into the third quarter down there. Surrey, their lead is out to 16 now, 49-33. Scoring race, we said it earlier, you favour the home team, and you certainly favour Surrey in their own building when their shooting is going. And can they sustain that? That would be an important win for the Scorchers if they were able to claim that one in their race for the playoffs, with Manchester losing last night. It'll give them a little bit of daylight. They've still got a couple of games in hand against the Giants as well. It's been a few years since the Scorchers were in the playoffs, but it's where they're sitting right now.
Well, the thing is with the Scorchers, Dan, is that, you know, they are so up and down, and they can push any team in the league. We've seen them, and just finishing, executing at the end of the game is what they've been struggling. But it's now this new part of the season after the trophy, just start to lock in, and if they can get that first dub back and just build some confidence, it'll be good for them.
Yeah, I mean, particularly the way the trophy ended for them. It was started so well, looked like they might make it through to the semi-finals, and then a real whimper in the last game against Cheshire.
Yeah, I thought they were going to be a Cinderella team.
Stolen away. Here comes Austin again, all the way to the hole, and the scores are level.
Put the speed on Mr. Speedy himself. Matt Morgan got stuck in the sand there, and Austin Jr. lovely finish at the rim. Wow, here we go.
Well, London trying to get the last shot here of the first half. A slight differential between shot and game, but they're going to try and tick it down. Matt Morgan gets it on to Grantham. Grantham to the runner, and that is going to be a charging foul on the drive, and they're going to get a chance maybe here for a bit of time, Newcastle. I think the referees are going to go to the table to decide whether there should be a little bit more on the clock than they've currently got.
Wow, but let's talk about Taj Green getting in the way, especially with Grantham. Once you're in that floater and you're in the air, you can't come back down, but going forward, and gravity takes him, and he takes that hit. Great job on the defensive end by Taj Green.
Well, the referee's still in conversation with the table as to how much they want on the clock.
I got to see the referees at Trophy before the Trophy tournament. They were doing a little fitness test. That was fun to watch. They were getting ready for FIBA trials, so they were doing a beep test. You know, that just gives me
nightmares. Here's the halfway line shot, almost good from Ricky McGill. And Newcastle started this game slowly, but once they started to knock down some shots, they've got things going in the right direction. The scores are level at 46 points apiece here, and well, considering it took them about 4 minutes to get a field goal to go, Newcastle shooting 39% from the floor is not too bad. And what they will say to themselves is, if we make a few more threes in the second half, we can get ourselves on top in this game.
Yeah, and also they've done a wonderful job attacking London Lions. They've got Olusheni on 2 fouls, Nwamba on 2 fouls, and also Josh Sharma on 3. They had to go to their bench.
Well, let's get some reaction from that first half. Courtside is Drew.
David, an entertaining first half there. What's your overall take?
I mean, I think we're playing all right. We're missing a lot of easy ones, but it's important that we come out the second half and just compete a little bit harder.
You just got here only a month. What will Coach Bolgers be saying there in the half?
Defense. They're getting downhill and, I mean, getting some easy ones at the basket. We got to play defense without fouling and just finish on the other end.
Appreciate you.
Yep.
Let's head back to Jeanette.
Thank you very much, Drew. David Nwaba there speaking about what the London Lions aren't and are doing. But we'll be back with all the halftime analysis right after this. Welcome back. It is the Newcastle Eagles against the London Lions, and it was the Lions who set that pace early, doing exactly what was expected, moving that ball around the court to the frustration of a slow-starting Eagles. But it didn't take long for Newcastle to wake up. Larry Austin Jr., key in taking them into the second quarter, just 4 points behind. But that's when the London Lions opened up the score, and impressive percentages all around, stretching the lead to about 10 at one point. But a bunch of Newcastle fast breaks takes this into the break, all tied up. And when you look at these stats, Mike Tuck alongside me, look at that. What jumps out to me is Newcastle in their free throws. Why so high?
Yeah, I mean, 13 free throws in that first half there. I think London Lions got into a little bit of foul trouble there in that first quarter, and put Newcastle Eagles in the bonus with about 5 minutes left. So, especially with their downhill play, their aggressive guards, they're getting that ability to get to the free throw line. But if you're the London Lions, you also got to be looking at those turnovers.
Let's take a look then, Jaron, at Newcastle's transition, some of their fast breaks that they've been able to rebounds they've been able to do during this game.
Well, first off, London has to stop turning the ball over. They have to stop turning the ball over. They're on pace to give them another game like that 20-point game loss in London. I mean, they have to stop turning it over. They're allowing the guards to get in transition. Larry Austin here getting right to the foul line. We have to stop this. Look at the transition. They're not getting back. They got to get back.
Yeah, and I think if you're the London Lions, the first thing on the scout sheet that you're going to say about the Newcastle Eagles is transition. These guys love to get out on the break. They're taking advantage of every opportunity. They're really quick with getting rebound and just pushing. Here we see another example of that. Larry Austin Jr., they're getting out on the break, so also leading them to get to the free throw line here. Another one, Larry Austin Jr.
Yeah.
I mean, what a shining light he's been for the Newcastle Eagles so far in this first half.
He's been absolutely huge, integral in this, actually. But one thing we have seen and one thing we expected from London was the ball movement. Some really impressive play here, Jaron.
It's been exceptional. Like I said, they have so many weapons. I mean, once it gets moving from side to side, I mean, it's impressive. I mean, you're here in transition, Grantham with the ball, one pass, another pass, and then a highlight dunk from Nawaba, as usual.
Yeah, exactly what you want to see from Nawaba here. But for the London Lions now, it's kind of just cerebral. These guys are just kind of know each other's games. They know that if they make that right pass, they're going to find the right shot. So here, big shot from Luke Nelson, able to pick up of what he was doing last game. Again here, a little bit of a zone action. They're able to pick it apart with passing. And the London Lions, that's what they do best. They move the ball.
Well, let's flick it over to the Newcastle Eagles. Larry Austin Jr. playing an incredible game. We just mentioned him already at the top here. He is somebody, like we said, who needs to be able to push that on in the second half here, Darren.
He's been exceptional.
Yeah.
I mean, his offensive rebounding ability, he gets downhill like a freight train. It's ridiculous. I mean, he gets layups. I mean, he had a 3 earlier in the half where they just let him line it up. I mean, he's still a professional basketball player. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I respect the shot.
You gotta respect it a little bit.
Baby.
And give him the space. What about Dante Grantham as well? What are you thinking of him, Mike?
Yeah, I'm loving his energy this game. I feel like out of all the guys, he's really stood out to me there. You know, a quick little layup to the basket here. Again, down the baseline with the reverse lay-in, and had a couple threes as well. And he's that guy, you know, he's such a unique player. You know, he's got the length, he's got the size, but he can also put the ball on the floor, finish above the rim. He can shoot from behind the arc. He's a very, very special, talented player, and definitely a guy that's stepping up for them tonight.
And when he's on fire, he's feeling it. You can clearly see that he's really enjoying himself out there today.
100%.
Well, it's halftime in the British Basketball League between Newcastle and London. The score is all tied up, 46 all. So we'll be back with the second half right after this. Welcome back to the British Basketball League. Whether you're watching in the UK or the USA, it's half-time between the Newcastle Eagles and the league-leading London Lions. The score is 46-all. The third quarter is just moments away. So that means you've just got enough time to reflect on what was a magical trophy Final Four competition from last weekend. 4 games inside a packed Utilita Arena, Birmingham, and memories that will last a lifetime.
Birmingham takes center stage. Today, we are down to the Final Four, and whoever wins this trophy is going to have to beat the very best.
I'm really excited. The crowd is in. You know, I love good basketball, and it's going to be wonderful.
All right, here we go. First up, it is the Betty Cadona Trophy. Oh, you got to be kidding me on that pass.
Beautiful. She puts the goggles up.
Oh, just wide open.
Hey.
Oh, hey.
Look at that.
Nice finish.
Whoa. That's a huge 3. That was a well-rounded, beautiful basketball.
One more ticket with the London Lions waiting. But Kimball Kinsey goes right at it. Give him the and one. Godot with the ball. Step up and under. Count it. Well, this competition has a history of creating some stone-cold classics.
2 epic semi-finals yesterday. We have our finalists.
And then there were 2. We are down to the finalists. Oh, my goodness sakes.
This is what you're waiting for. I think we're ready to rock.
I love it. He's the difference maker. You are right.
Keeps it alive. Right back to Jack. Give him 3. Oh, that's just too easy. Why not? Why not?
That is wonderful British basketball.
And in 2024, the Cheshire Phoenix will raise the trophy.
They're undefeated.
Yeah.
They went 4-0 in the group stage. 1 yesterday and 1 today.
We're not no underdogs. We top dogs, man.
Anyone out there that might be facing a Goliath themselves, what would you say to them that they can also do it as well? Be brave.
I still got goosebumps. I mean, I'm not recovered from the weekend. I don't know about you, Mike, but what a couple of days over the weekend. Crazy, right?
Yeah, it was absolutely incredible. What an action-packed weekend. 2 days. Loving the new format. Semifinals on the Saturday, the women's final, the men's final on the Sunday, and those kind of weekends and those finals are all about the big moments, the special moments, and we had plenty of those that weekend. I mean, me and you were in the studio; they kept us on our toes.
They really did.
I was tired. By the end of that one.
This man and his team kept us on their toes,
Definitely
and
did.
the heartbreak, Darren. I mean, just that 1 point, but you lost the eventual winners, Cheshire. But what a weekend for you guys!
It was a great weekend, honestly. For a rookie to be a part of that, it was truly special, something that I'll remember for the rest of my life. I mean, it was special.
Yeah.
I mean, we've rallied back the riders here. We have a new group of guys, new talent, but
Yeah.
it's a high spirit of energy around the club right now, and I love where we're at right now. And I'm
No,
hoping to
it was
make that
good.
push.
It was so good to see, and of course, friend of the show, Coach Rob. We were really excited for him as well, so it was really nice. But let's bring it back to our game today. It's tied going into this half, Mike. What's going to have to happen here for one of them to get the edge?
Well, I think if you're the Newcastle Eagles, keep playing aggressive. Keep getting out in transition. Keep pushing the ball. If you're the London Lions, take care of the ball. We got to limit our turnovers here. Too many turnovers. And keep moving the ball. Keep finding your open shooters.
Okay, well, we can hand you back to your commentary team of Azania Stewart and Dan Routledge. It's the Newcastle Eagles against the London Lions.
Thank you very much, Jeanette. Yes, we're all locked up here. And Newcastle will get us underway in the third quarter, trying to break this tie. Here's McGill.
Just a little bit worried, sorry about that foul trouble. How aggressive can London Lions be when they're in foul trouble?
Well, this guy also has to be careful. Jordan Johnson on 3, but he knocks down a 3 to start the second half.
I mean, I have played basketball and commentated for many years, but that was pathetic.
Here's Phillips splitting the defenders, getting all the way to the rim. They talked about him doing that at the top of the show, and he's shown us why.
Wow. Both of these guys coming out, they're going at it Johnson and Phillip, like those two. Good competition between those.
McGill waiting for something to happen. Johnson fakes the three, sets himself. Not this time. Morgan circles back out. Oh my goodness, I thought he was going to throw it down there. He got the points in the end, Nwaba.
Yeah, as long as it goes in, but look at that takeoff. Jumps out the gym.
Yeah, he's so explosive off 2 feet, isn't he? We saw that one in the highlights at halftime of the trophy final.
Must have been those calves that drew.
Yeah, it must be the calves. Nwaba is fouled by McGill in transition. It's a 1-point lead, and Drew at halftime caught up with Coach Mark Stootle.
Coach, after that slow start, you got to like where you're at now.
Sure, I thought we responded really well. Tried to tidy up some transition defense, tried to keep them to one and done, and a better help side on our pick and roll defense.
Jordan Johnson on 3 fouls, what'd you tell him?
Let's watch Jordan in these next 20 minutes. He's been here before, he likes these situations. I expect a big 20 minutes from him.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Well, just as he said that, Jordan Johnson picked up his fourth. So it's happened to Jaron Holmes, and now it's happened to Mark Stootle. Johnson won't get the next 20 minutes because he's going to the bench for 4 fouls.
And he itches his head. Frustration. Only a minute and a half, barely played, and there he is. Has to hit the bench like the bus is coming because 4 fouls in the third, Dan. Disappointed. I told you, you just have to watch. Oh, man. Sorry for him because he's a big part of their offense.
That is not how to distribute fouls, is it? Everybody else is on 1. He's on 4. They've got 10 points sat on the bench. And he's on pace for his usual output. But it'll probably be the 4th. Here's Nwaba again. Nobody stopped the ball. And Coach Stootle has seen enough here. 2 minutes in, he merely had to call a timeout 2 minutes into the ball game. He's called one 2 minutes into the second half.
Is there that the national treasure, that flying angel?
Angel of the North.
Of the North. Look at this. Flies in. Does he not look like that?
Oh, I see where you're going with that a little bit.
In Newcastle?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
2 minutes into the third quarter, we got some stars on court, and of course, we're not that far away now from the All-Star game.
Requires a high level of concentration, advanced physical skills, and a deep knowledge of strategy. It's also
an unbeatable fun. That's what I'm talking about. Nothing beats unbeatable basketball.
Get it, boys.
Nothing beats high flying dunks. Nothing beats 3-pointer from deep. Wow. Woo. Nice. Nothing beats selecting your favorite players from the north and south. Nothing beats the best basketball entertainment. Watching the UK's best ballers. The sickest skills in the UK. It's the All-Star Game, baby. Unbeatable All-Stars. March 17th, London Copper Box. Woo!
Looking forward to that one, and I'm sure we will see a few representatives who are on the court right now in that ball game. It's always interesting when you're picking for the All-Star game as to which sort of way you go. Do you go for the guys that you know, nice pass? Do you go for the guys who are the best in their position, or do you go for the guys who will put on the highlights for you?
I don't know. I kind of went a mix of both. because you want to show, right?
Yeah.
It's the all-star game, but then also you got to give a shout out to the guys that have played incredibly well. Have you voted yet?
Well, you see, this is the thing. This is the reason I kind of say this, because I'm looking at one. If I'm building a team and I want a centerpiece player to build around, Gabe Olajeni is my first pick. I want number 0 out there.
He's not going to be a highlight.
If I want catching the alley-oop lobs, Josh Armour. So where do you pick at center?
I pick Josh Armour, I think. One of my faves. I've got his t-shirt.
And he's got yours.
He does have my t-shirt.
That's more important. Here's Austin driving to the rim, but no room there. London looking to move in transition. Matt Morgan fires up the 3 front iron. Oh, Phillip forgot to take the ball with him there. Here's Ward Hibbett trying to throw it out the back door, but throwing it right to Phillip. Olasheni looking for some room, and eventually the little slap from Defoe draws the foul.
And just going back to highlights, see what I mean? Gabe Olasheni, that I like it.
Well, Drew has got some info for us on the court side. What do you got, Drew?
Well, Dan, at the half, you guys obviously showed that highlight from the weekend. And I think by now, everybody knows about the upset on Sunday. So I spoke to Matt Morgan this morning. You can hear the disappointment in his voice. I asked him, what's the reflection? He says that his team felt like they let one slip. But, you know, he says moving forward, they're not going to take anything for granted. Not that they did, because he did say that Cheshire was the better team on the day and they deserved the win. And so I asked him about his own personal performance. 4 points, a season low, and he said that's, you know, he was really disappointed. It took him a while to kind of get over that because this team relies on him heavily offensively and defensively. So I said, what's next moving forward? And the word that he kept using was dominate. Euro Cup, British Basketball League, and they want to make sure that they wrap up this league table as soon as possible.
Well, thanks a lot, Drew. And that's the way to use it, isn't it? You use those disappointing moments as motivation, and here he is taking it to the rim, and that is worrying signs for the rest of the league if Matt Morgan is looking to go even better than he did in the regular season with his 20 points a game.
Yeah, there goes a hit right to the face, but I actually spoke to him also, and he just spoke about what Drew said, the disappointment that they felt like, you know, Phoenix was the better team. But the thing is, I think they give London Lions a real matchup issue. Phoenix are a real slow, methodical kind of team, and not a real true big. Skylar White kind of, you know, comes out at the 3-point line. So they struggled, and I felt like Phoenix really controlled the whole momentum of that game. Yeah,
I mean, they were fabulous all weekend. Cheshire looking forward to Sunday and their homecoming. Well, they'll be bringing the trophy back to Ellesmere Port. That will be a fun day for all the Knicks fans, I'm sure, as Darius Defoe gets himself a trip to the free throw line. Newcastle Eagles were 13 of 13 from the free throw line in the first half.
Well, that was good for Defoe. Obviously, they're bringing a double team also. They know how much of a presence he is, and he gets to the free throw line, but sometimes I feel like he can bring that defense, that double team, and then find the open man, but he's done well to get himself to the free throw line.
Well, Darius Defoe keeps Newcastle perfect from the free throw line, cuts the gap down to 7 points here. Shani out to Nawaba, looking to attack, drops it out. Phillip late in the shot clock, needs to get it away, does. Little short. The tip is good though. Great work on the offensive glass from Nawaba.
Wonderful. Josh Green really needs to put a body on him, box out. He can't outwork him.
Oh, Josh Ward-Hibbett gets his own rebound and makes no mistake second time around.
This is the easy one and made the difficult one.
Yeah, he did. Nawaba, by the way, has 15 points off 8 shots. here's Austin in transition. Phillip takes the foul.
Puts his hand up. But I like that zone for Newcastle, 2-3, making it difficult, changing it up for London.
Well, 7-point lead here, and an 11-point lead. Atiba Lyons and Gavin Williams having a bit of a discussion. Oh, there's a little push and shove, a little chatter going on down there. It's getting spicy down at the sports park. Well, they're still all going on. Justin Robinson, a former London Lion, of course. Got plenty to say, and there's an offensive foul called on that. I assume it's on Defoe. It is his number that's shown to the table. And that will be foul number 3 on Darius. Sort of rolling into that screen. Grant backing down to the hook. Green did enough to push him a little further out than he wanted to be there. Gill surveying his options. Goes the opposite way to the screen. Lobs the alley-oop! And Taj Green throws it down.
They locked eyes like lovers for sure, because he knew he was coming. I love that from them. Great energy.
Nelson for 3 at the other end. Good box out from Austin. McGill.
Another one.
7 consecutive points for the Newcastle Eagles, and they've cut this one to a 2-point game. London forced into a timeout. We'll take a break as well. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Newcastle, where the Eagles have the momentum. Green on the end of the pass from McGill, and then from provider to deliverer, Ricky McGill for 3.
Real swing. Newcastle's favour. Fans love it. They've come for Friday night hoops.
Well, there have been a couple of occasions in this game where London looked like they were getting on top, but each time Newcastle have responded. It's 7-0 at the moment, this run for the Eagles. Grantham hooks it off the glass. Bring to an end that run. It was a nice finish.
On the left-hand side.
Oh, nice cut. And he bought that little head fake as well, Grantham. A little shove in the back of Ward Hibbert, who will shoot 2.
Ward Hibbert is doing a really nice job on that baseline. He's cutting. Look at here. Cuts that back door, but he uses really smart that fake to get Grantham up in the air.
Well, Jaron at the top of the show was talking about how he doesn't need the ball. He moves well, finds gaps. Great example of it there. Lions spreading their fouls reasonably well. Obviously, they'll have one eye on Olusheni and Sharma, both on 3 fouls. Wouldn't want either of them to get to 4. Well, Newcastle have missed a free throw, but Delpesh with the rebound. They had been 15 of 15, the Newcastle Eagles, before that. McGill can't convert. Green keeps with the play. Unlucky.
Got numbers.
Morgan in the corner for 3. And that's the problem. When you're outnumbered, there's always going to be an open shooter. You don't want it to be Matt Morgan.
Well, that's what I hate. You know, Taj Green is on the floor complaining to a referee. Well, you know, here come London Lions. And you put your team in a deficit because it's 5 on 4 because you're sitting on the floor complaining.
Ward Hibbert from deep. Well, that 7-0 run has evaporated quickly, although Delpesh gets a stop and keeps it in play. Good work from Delpesh there. Nelson commits the foul. Here comes Josh Sharma. We mentioned his
he's got 3
foul issues.
Yeah, he's only played 4 minutes, 22 seconds, 3 points.
3 fouls in 4:22 is actually quite good going, really.
Sure.
I'm not sure he'd agree with me, but it's statistically quite impressive. Nice extra pass, but flushed off the 3-point line is Spencer, and his shot is short. Wheelie, there's that man in the corner again, and same result, Matt Morgan for 3.
It's the corner 3. I would love to know how much they hit. They just sit, you know, camp out and just wait for the ball. Multiple players have hit that baseline 3-point shot.
Well, I said a few moments ago, Newcastle responded every time London looked like they might get away. They need another response. Another 7-0 run would be nice. Nelson can't quite keep that in play, so it'll be a Newcastle ball from the end. Nawaba and Grantham splitting 30 points between them. And doing so incredibly efficiently. They've got 16 shots between them, and they've made 13 of them.
Lovely percentage. Good day at the office in Newcastle, and they've still got 2 minutes 16 in this third, and then the whole 4th quarter.
Austin lays it in. He wanted a foul as well. Referee was happy.
Executed out of bounds play by Newcastle Eagles.
Conor Morgan, he relocates to the corner. That is an unbelievably difficult shot.
That's tough.
He had a long way, he had a long way to get back to that 3-point line. It's one of them where you look at it and you go, what is that? Oh, what a great shot.
Yeah.
It's Defoe. Conor Morgan with the rebound.
They're messing up Ricky McGill's assist game. An
offensive foul called. Is it on Sharma?
That might be his 4th.
Wow, he's got his impressive start becomes even more impressive now, doesn't it?
And that's my 4th foul.
Yeah. Wow.
And he says it's a bad call. Of course it's a bad call. But
well, he's had one of them days, isn't he?
Yeah,
every time he's been on court, there's the whistle against him. They're going to leave him out there because you might as well get whatever minutes you can out of him.
Yeah, just get him some rhythm.
Here's Quealy back out in the corner. Phillip for 3, and suddenly London are torching them from the 3-point line.
And not only the 3-point line, the corner 3.
Yeah, both corners.
Newcastle need to answer.
Nice head fake. Defoe. getting to the rim and to the free throw line. Well, it's got a little closer at the sports park. There's only 100 seconds to play, but it's 73-67. Surrey leading Sheffield, unless, I thought that for a second Glasgow was going to hit that. Big rebound for Surrey. And they could do with a score here, the Scorchers. Just that there's always drama at the end of the sports park. I think their fans might occasionally just like an easy night, rather than
a heart attack every week.
It always seems whenever they win a game, Surrey, they somehow managed to make it a bit nerve-wracking. But they've hit a 3, so there we go. Maybe they will have that slightly comfortable last minute after all.
Incredible fans down in Surrey Sports Park.
It's always loud down there. It's always packed as well. Here's Phillip. Out to Nelson. Well, the way they've been going, you expected that to go in. Here's Austin. Back out to McGill. 30 seconds to play in a third quarter that London have put their foot on the gas. There's the push in the back there from Austin. And that's going to be his first personal foul.
He can afford that one, but the team is in bonus.
So that should be shots if they're in bonus, because the ball's in the air and the referees have realized that, so it will be 2 free throws. Well, they've already got 30 points on the board in this quarter, the London Lions, and he will be thinking, man, we were doing so well, and then suddenly bang, 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 all those threes, and I think that 7-0 run, they were right back in it.
Yeah, the third quarter is always important. How you come out, how you start. London probably got an earful from Coach Bozic. There he is, right on time. Gosh, we've been on cue today, haven't we? Everyone's all in sync. Thanks very much.
Well,
teamwork makes the dream work.
He's looking very calm today. Obviously, was ejected from the Eurocup game in the midweek. A little frustrated with how things were going. They were obviously able to win that game on the road against Cervita Olympia, where they would have been heavy favourites to win that game. Olympia hadn't won a home game all season, but it was tight, and they eked it out. That was the important thing. Here's McGill ticking down the third quarter, splitting through the 2 defenders, and he will go to the foul line as Nelson has grabbed him. Well, Coach Bozic is maybe not quite as calm as he looked a moment ago.
He looks like a disappointed dad there, doesn't he? Just shaking his head.
Well, we've all been there.
Yeah, it's true. He's a lovely father. He has 2 kids. I've actually bumped into Coach Bozic on the train.
Oh, really?
Yeah, taking his daughter to swim class.
Nice.
It's pretty cool, yeah. Don't expect that, do you?
No,
It's the
not
head
really.
coach
No,
of
there you
London
go.
Transport. He's a Londoner now.
He is. Here's London trying to get one last score. Sharma stumbling, but stumbling because he's fouled. So with 0.3, I think it is, on the clock, he will go to the free throw line. Let's have a look. Oh, he's tripped himself. The initial contact was between his feet there. I don't know if perhaps Spencer might have just given him a little nudge from behind as well, but he is going to the free throw line. That's how you win a penno, isn't it? You go just 2 feet together and down you go.
I'm not going to start that. That'll get me in trouble. Acting skills 101. But I mean, it's smart.
He's had a rough old game.
Yeah.
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, he's had a hard day at the office. He's got 4 fouls.
He's got 5 points now, though, with those 2 made free throws, and they've gone to 0.7, but Austin will just let time expire while the London Lions have 34 on the board in this quarter, and they've opened up a big lead. We'll have the fourth quarter after this. Welcome back to Newcastle, where Darius Defoe has 11 points tonight to take him to 6,500 for his career. He is only the 6th player in British Basketball League history to get to that landmark. 215 points behind Yorick Williams, who's 5th on the list. Might be enough games, don't know. Just going to need a few big ones, I think. He gets his hands on the ball there to knock it out of bounds. Well, they are almost finished in fact, with that steal, that pretty much has finished it there, because Lawrence will go to the line for 2 to make it a 3-shot game with 23 seconds to go. Sheffield have had a big 4th quarter, but it's not going to be enough. Surrey slightly stumbling over the line, but as long as you get over the line, that's the important bit. They did their work early. Here's Austin, getting to the rim, but being denied by Morgan.
Defense at the rim.
Queeley spins. Stolen away by Austin. Here's Johnson. Taking the gamble with him at the start of the 4th quarter, obviously on 4, but you're not going to win the game with him on the bench. You need him out there doing that.
Exactly like that. See what I mean? I told you, everyone's just in sync. We're talking about who we want, and there he is. But you're right, he's struggled with those fouls. But points from turnovers, 12 to London Lions, 6. Definitely executing from the steals that they've been getting.
Ooh. Out the back door there from Nelson, but just a little too much zip for Sharma to hang on to it.
Coach McStrew talked about keeping London Lions to 1 shot and getting the rebound. I feel like Newcastle have done a really good job. If they can just do that in this 4th and maybe have one more push to break into this lead.
As long as that 1 shot isn't a corner 3.
Yes, exactly that.
Johnson backing out. He calls for the screen. Delpesh provides it. Gets into the key, has it knocked away, needs to get it up. He does, and he gets it in. Now Jordan Johnson, he's arguing there that he wanted a foul as well.
Yeah, he needs to be careful. He's tiptoeing on that line. But he's right. Wonderful finish over Sharma. Right on time.
Here's Sharma. Well, he's also walking the line in foul trouble, but he's had a few extended minutes and he's had more of a contribution as a result, but he could play no defense there once Delpesh has got past him.
Can't pick up that 5th foul. So that's Delpesh, but also Delpesh does a good job using the reverse layup.
Morgan for 3, back iron, long rebound comes out to Phillip. Connor Morgan along the baseline into Sharma. And, well, his game is going to end up looking pretty good by the end of it at this rate, isn't it?
Yeah, doing some damage inside.
Nelson trying to knock it away from Johnson. Morgan with the reach, and he got called for the foul. He's just got to watch himself here. The slap of the ball in frustration.
Shaking his head.
Well, they're almost finished at the sports park. 4.3 seconds to go. It's a 5-point Surrey lead. And they have the ball, so surely that's it. Johnson. Oh, you've got to be careful. Now there's some chatter. You've got to be careful, because if you foul after a foul, i.e. there's 2 fouls in the same play, the second one gets called unsportsmanlike. Let's see what the referees make of this, because there's an initial foul that's blown on Phillip, and then there's a little bit after that. The referee trying to calm things down. I think they're going to send them away from each other. Just go sit on the naughty step for a second, lads, while we work out the punishment.
And this is what the referees have. This is a good job by them. They have the ability and to come together and, you know, have a chat about it. They're the 3rd team on the floor. And this is a big decision.
It is, because obviously there's the potential you could give out technicals for the reaction afterwards, which would be the end of Jordan Johnson. So the foul, the original foul, is the only punishment that's being given there, which I think is about right. The one thing I wondered, see, so there's a foul there, and then there's a foul, there's potential of a foul there, and in doing that, you open yourself up for a potential unsportsmanlike foul, because if you commit 2 fouls on the same play, i.e. a foul after a whistle's been called, it can be given as an unsportsmanlike. It wasn't on that occasion, but it must have been in the consideration for the officials.
Well, I said that matchup between Jordan Johnson and Philip has been going all evening, chirping at each other.
All right, there's a pause there as Green is going to come in for the fight. They're still going down at the sports box. 82.75, 3 seconds to go. And a timeout to Sheffield. I can only assume Sheffield must have stolen the ball back in between there, because the second has ticked off and Atiba's obviously called a timeout. Well, that would be a miraculous win if they can pull it out from there. Johnson in the key, and the foul is called. You've got to keep your eyes everywhere at the minute, I think, Azania. It just feels like a little bit of chippiness going on here. Obviously, you mentioned earlier, this is the 4th time they've played each other, and we're only in February, so they know each other pretty well.
Very well. Yeah, but I like that drive from Jordan Johnson. Goes among the trees and finishes. We saw one earlier, shot one over Sharma. And yet again, gets back to the free throw line. There's the foul count.
Well, that is free throw number 22 for the Newcastle Eagles today. And they have made 19 of them, so that's pretty good going. Oh, cursed them, didn't I? I don't believe in that. You're trying to convince me that I have some power.
You said it, not me, but I do believe in it. Now that I'm a commentator, from being a player to now on comms, I believe in it.
It's all over in Surrey as Morgan lays it in. 82-75, the final score. So Lloyd Gardner and his team getting an all-important win. Of course, they're going back-to-back this weekend as well, as McGill drives to the basket. So I guess Jaron Holmes was hoping that game was going to go to quadruple overtime or something, because Leicester are playing them tomorrow.
Look at this, sorry, McGill. Look at that. That little head fake just opens up. Then the screen splits the defense and one. Oh, real artistry within his craft.
McGill converts the 3-point play down to 11. London led by a peak of 15. Newcastle have shown resilience to come back every time they've been in a hole. Sharma is fouled by Taj Green, a rather hopeful plea for a jump ball from the Newcastle players, but
have a look. Puts it up on the plate, but mistimes it. Second foul, third. Look, he can afford it.
Well, since he's got on 4 fouls, Sharma,
he's done all right.
Coach should say, just go and play out there and see how many minutes you can get. He's had some great minutes since he's got on to 4.
I kind of like that, because it's so difficult to play with all those fouls and you lose your rhythm of the game. So I think it's the right decision.
Well, it certainly worked out for them. McGill backs out to 3 off the mark. Morgan tipping it to keep it alive. Can he get it? It's like a hot potato there. Eventually, Nwaba comes away with it. He somehow gets over the halfway line. And out of all of that, they get an open 3, but Queeley can't knock it down. McGill spinning under pressure. Good defense from Queeley there. Newcastle ball from the end. Grantham returns for London.
Hey, guard the hoop, man. Dave, shrink a little bit. Dave, shrink a little bit. Good.
Well, that's thrown over the top of Taj Green. And Austin knew they were in a bit of trouble, tried to foul him twice, and eventually got called for one.
There's the turnovers for the Lions. 18 turnovers. I know Coach Posic is going to look at that stat on the paper after the game, whatever way it goes, and you can definitely clean up that stat for sure. That's way too many turnovers.
Well, they do actually lead the league in turnovers, London, which is a bit counterintuitive when you're top of the table. They average 15.5 a game.
Well, obviously they take a lot of risks, you know, and they also play at a very high speed, and when you play like that, you do end up turning over the ball.
Here's Morgan using his strength to back down Johnson, and Coach Stugel, I think, thought there might have been an offensive foul there. He certainly doesn't look very happy as he called a timeout, and London's lead is back up to 15 points here.
Well, I like that because Conor Morgan knows that Johnson is on foul trouble, so he attacked him. Also, he made he's too small, but really he cannot afford to pick up that foul.
Well, the regular season is back this weekend. We've got double headers coming up Saturday and Sunday. Surrey Scorchers off the back of their win take on Jaron Holmes and his Leicester Riders tomorrow, 5 o'clock. That one tips off, and then a Northwest Derby for the trophy champions. They're on the road to Manchester. That's an 8 o'clock start on the British Basketball League YouTube channel, and then triple header on Saturday. 2 not enough on Sunday even. 2 not enough. We got 3 on Sunday. Caledonia against Bristol. That should be a fascinating contest in East Kilbride. London back in action against the Patriots, who of course beat them earlier this season. And then we rounded all off at 6 p.m. for the return home of Ben Thomas and the trophy champions, Cheshire Phoenix, will be taking on Mark Stugel and his Newcastle Eagles. 6 o'clock for that one. And you can see Coach Stugel just pointing out there's a foul there, foul there, foul there, foul there. Good call, ref.
What a wind up. But
yeah.
What we do love is a great weekend of British basketball. Full on.
You got to say, Ian McDonald there, copped a deafen, I think is the phrase. He's ignored pretty much everything that we've said. As Green with the hook doesn't go. Rebound, Olesheni. Oh, we're driving. Oh, how's he found Grantham from there for 3? What a pass that is.
Well, those 2 players making a run for man of the match. I love it. Nice assist.
Is Johnson pushing hard, and the foul is called. He will go to the free throw line. 4:46 to go in this ball game. London lead this one by 18. Timeout call. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Newcastle, where Coach Božić and his London Lions have an 18-point lead. Jordan Johnson, who's lost a few minutes tonight through foul trouble, but he's still his team's leading scorer with 16 points.
And I really think tonight that's been the difference, you know, when they don't have their captain of the ship, the engine of Newcastle. He's had some foul trouble and it just kind of, you know, lost their momentum.
We're going to get that one again because Nwaba came running inside the three-point line. If you're not lined up, you cannot go inside the three-point line until the ball hits the rim, and he went on the release. Not sure what the NBA rule is, but I'm guessing it mustn't be the same because he's made a mistake which is pretty schoolboy and FIBA rules. Green trying to tip that home. They get some points out of it. Foul called against McGill. So he tries to get in there and poke it away. The referee called him for some contact. Good hands from McGill. He's just a little frustrated. His team didn't come away with a steal there. Apologies if you heard anything a little untoward on our courtside mics there. Lively comments. Here's Morgan. Batted all the way out to Nwaba. Olesheni inside is tipped in. Well, I assume it was Morgan got a hand on that. Spencer was in close proximity.
Good job, Morgan, not giving up on that.
Delpech rolling to the basket, and Green just tips it in. I think it might have fallen in anyway, but Green didn't want to take the risk.
Yeah, I thought he waited quite a while.
He did wait. He waited and he went, no, I'm going back down now. Better put it in, just in case. Nwaba has got Johnson in front of him. It's obviously a massive size mismatch, and with Johnson on 4 fouls, he takes full advantage. Here's Johnson for 3. 19 points for Jordan Johnson tonight. He's only taken 6 field goals. And McGill, ooh, this doesn't look good. He's fouled Morgan, who's clutching his ankle.
Yeah, that's sore.
No, he's just waved off the physio, so I think he might be okay.
But those tweak ones, where it's really sharp, really hurts. I can't watch this. I don't like it to watch it. Tell me how it looks.
Oh, yeah, he just caught him on the foot and rolled it a little bit.
Okay.
He's speaking to somebody who had the biggest ankle braces in the history of the world every time he played because his ankles were so bad. Chocolate ankles, me. He's going to go out of the game anyway.
Chocolate ankles?
Yeah,
what does that mean? Just break easily?
Yeah,
or you're soft?
They're all melted, basically.
I love that analogy.
There's Olesheni inside and he's fouled. He'll go to the line for a bonus.
It's definitely been a talk show between these guys.
Yeah, there's been a lot of chatter.
Yeah, yeah, it's real intense.
Well, it might be the last time they play, but they could obviously meet up in the playoffs some way down the road. McGill has it poked away, and McGill commits a foul. That was a frustration one, and that will be his 4th personal foul.
across the line. Who scored the 100 point? The big banana bread? Gosh, I blinked and it's gone.
Gabe from the free throw line, wasn't it? It was EM1.
Do you think he's a chef?
I bet he doesn't make banana bread as well as you do, Azania.
Oh, wow. Tell the people again. And actually, in the trophy, had a lovely lady make me a sign.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, that said, Azania better start cooking or better start chefing up. Or it was because of me and you, remember? Whoever scores the 100th point.
And for those of you who don't know, because not everybody will know, when Azania was playing for the London Lions, whoever scored the 100th point had to bake something for the rest of the team. And she did that for me earlier this season, made me banana bread when
I did.
she called the 100 point.
Twice.
She did, yeah. Why did you do it twice, Azania?
Well, the first time I overdid it, I put too much flour in. But the second time,
Second one was really good. Second one was really good. First one, a little heavy, but there we go. 101.85.
Wow. I'll remember that.
She's giving me daggers now. Nice drive from... oh, there's a late whistle on that one, and that will not calm the ire of the locals anymore. There's one or two of them a little frustrated. Mark Stutel taking the Božić role of just chilling on the advertising boards. And Jordan Johnson
he's going to sit down.
For the last
it's a long weekend of basketball, you know. Newcastle play Cheshire on Sunday.
Well, he's had 19 points in 19 minutes, Jordan Johnson, but he's been very frustrated by the foul issues that he's had to deal with all game.
He doesn't seem pleased. There's his stat line. 19 points and 3 assists.
McGill's pass is deflected out of bounds. Candy was in the corner for the three, but the ball never reached him. And Ricky McGill now will sit down. 16 points, 9 assists for him, 4 steals as well. Green. Backing down, but he didn't see the double team coming, and Sharma diving on the floor. That'll be a held ball. Possession will stay with the Eagles on the arrow.
Yeah, Sharma looking at the other referee saying he's got his arm around me, asking for the foul. But good job by those two players, Sharma and Taj Green, diving on the floor, not giving up.
Well, because it's a held ball, it will reset the shot clock. I didn't know if Sharma was walking to the free throw line, because obviously when they play in Eurocup, they still have the jump. They brought the jump ball back. They brought the jump ball back.
Do you like that?
I love the jump ball. Love the jump ball.
Okay, I hear that.
I was so happy when EuroLeague Eurocup brought it back a few years ago.
Gosh, you sounded...
I'd love to see it on the rest of the
league, do you?
Yeah, bring it right back. Possession error. What is that? It's so arbitrary.
Well, luckily you get...
I have memories of, watching Alton Bird and Mark Considine jumping, and Alton Bird was 5'10" if he was anything, and Mark Considine 7 foot, maybe 7'1", and Alton won the tip. And what's more exciting than that?
Very true. Very true.
Exhausting. I'm hoping that Mark Considine isn't watching now that I've reminded him of that. He is an agent these days, so he could well be watching the game. Well, we're inside the final 2 minutes. London, with an explosion in the third quarter, got themselves on top and seemingly finally put Newcastle away, and they've maintained it since then as Josh Sharma jams it in.
And we got to give a shout out to Josh Sharma, because, with that foul trouble, he's managed to manage himself very well. He has 4 fouls. He's really done a good job to stay in the game.
Yeah, he's got 13 points in 13 minutes as well, Sharma. You've obviously got to think around the player of the game. It's a nice, easy one for you, Azania, because there's only 7 players in double figures for London and 5 in double figures for Newcastle. It always makes it easy for you, that, doesn't it?
Yeah, because you're going to wind me up right now. It's not a British Basketball League game without Dan Routledge winding me up for player of the game, and I'm going to go with, can I tell you?
No, don't.
Oh.
Tease it a bit, because if we go on the index rating, you've got 2 guys on 25, Nawaba and Grantham leading the way. I'm assuming London are going to see it out in the last 100 seconds, and you'll go for a member of the winning team, but they've both done really well. Nawaba with 17 points, 8 of 9 shooting, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Grantham, 7 of 9 shooting, 18 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, plus 22. Both good.
Are you just doing my job?
I'm just reeling out stats for you. I'm just reading it for you.
I do have the final say. They call me Queen Z for a reason.
It's a bit much in the office, though.
I know.
There's Candy for 3 off the front iron. Rebound pulled in by Kaboza. A little hesitation, and the spin. His pass somehow gets out to Zandin. Quealy steps into the 3. 9th rebound of the game for Austin. That's backing out for 3, front iron. Sandy with the rebound. Go on then, Azania, you can do it now. There's 40 seconds to go.
My time to shine?
Yeah,
okay. So, I'm gonna pick... You ready?
Yeah.
Dante Grantham.
Good choice.
Thank you. 22 minutes. There he is. Lovely curl at the front of there. Thank you very much. 18 points. Like you said, 7 from 9. It was the rebounding also. 8 rebounds. And did a wonderful job. 3 assists. Thank you, Viola, with my stats right on time. Player of the game, Dante Grantham. Well done. I really felt like he did a good job on the defensive end, but also those 3s. He really sparked the energy and the push of London Lions' win tonight.
Got them going early on, and the shot clock is switched off here, so London can dribble it out. And well, the scores were tied at the half, but London with a 34-point third quarter, a flurry of 3s from the Morgans, and they managed to pull away to a 105-87 victory here against Newcastle. And back in league play, it's the Lions, the table toppers, who get themselves another win on the board.
Yeah, well done from them, especially bouncing back from last weekend's trophy. But for me, Newcastle, they just didn't manage, their fouls. McGill had 4 fouls, Johnson had 4 fouls, and also Josh Ward-Hibbett really struggled, especially when they only go, 6-7 men deep. You can't afford for guys to pick up early fouls. Really got them out of rhythm and momentum, and then London Lions just pounced on them on that third quarter.
But Newcastle will be reasonably happy with periods of that game. And as you say, Ward-Hibbett, I take everything that you said, but he also managed to play 20 minutes, so he's starting to get back to being the sort of contributor that they would want. They also got 14 minutes out of Spencer as well, and having had a 6-man rotation, those are useful minutes.
Yeah, definitely. But the only thing about London Lions coming up, obviously they played last weekend, Saturday, Sunday, played Wednesday, played tonight, and played Sunday. That's 4 games in 7 days. When London Lions take an L is when they have a full schedule in the week.
Well, let's get some reaction now. Drew is with our player of the game.
Dante, you guys struggled to keep the Eagles in front of you in the first half, but how were you able to finally start to pull away from this game?
we just settled in and played our game. You know, they're a good team. They play fast, so they made shots. And in the second half, we just worked hard and took our time.
And I seen that look in your eye from the very beginning. What did you take from that trophy loss personally that you want to implement for the rest of the season?
We just hear the chatter, man. We hear the chatter. We see it, you know, but we will let our game speak for itself. We got a lot to prove to these people, to the fans, to the teams, to coaches. So I just smile and I just laugh, you know. But we just got to keep working hard. And like I said, we hear everything.
Well, you can laugh all the way back to London. Congratulations. Great job, man.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Let's head back over to Jeanette.
Thank you very much, Drew. Well, there you have it. The London Lions on the road with that win, 105-87, to take the Newcastle Eagles. Look at those three-point throw stats. I mean, Mike Tuck, we were sitting there. It was a good game towards the end, especially in that third.
Yeah, the third quarter is what really broke it open for the London Lions. I mean, you look at the three-point shooting there, 12 threes made on 46%. I think that third quarter there was a spurt of 2 minutes where they hit 4 threes, and that's what really separated them there. The craziest stat to me, though, is 19 turnovers, and you still pull out a big win. The London Lions, you know, multiple contributors. They had 6-7 guys in double figures, and a bunch of different guys stepped up.
Okay, we're going to head down very quickly, though, courtside now to see what the main man, Coach Pele Bozic, thought of their performance. Is it Drew?
Coach, 19 turnovers. The Eagles make over 20 free throws. How were you able to still get it done?
Well, I think second half, those 19, 12 was first half, where they have a lot of easy points from transition, maximize our turnovers. Third quarter was the breaking point where we didn't turn the ball over, and on the other side we were running in transition. So great second half. The guys were locked in. You know, bench, everybody who was on the floor as well. So congrats to my team for a win.
And speaking of locked in, we all saw the disappointment on you guys' faces on Sunday. What did you tell your team in the locker room to spur them on for the rest of the season?
You know, you got to learn from every situation you have. That game was done on Sunday, and, you know, we got to prepare ourselves for next challenges. I think they responded great, first on Euro Cup game. So, you know, next play mentality.
Thanks for your time, Coach.
Thank you.
Jeanette?
Well, thanks very much, Drew. Should we have a look and see how they got it done? It was a third quarter and a festival of three-pointers from the Lions, stretching their lead and scoring 34 to Newcastle's 19 in that third. The two Morgans and Tariq Phillip, they were headlining that festival, and it appeared to make the difference. Every time Newcastle made a bit of ground, London would apply the pressure with defense and fast breaks to keep stretching that lead to ultimately end in victory. Over 100 points there for the London Lions. And let's just say there is no hangover from that loss on the weekend. Darren, when you look at that, the fact that they had that many turnovers but were still able to get the win is something, isn't it?
It's something, but it's the type of turnovers. The first half, there were live ball turnovers, allowing Newcastle to get out in transition, allowing them to have those moments where they can get to the foul line. But in the second half, they were dead ball turnovers, allowed them to set their defense, you know, things that allowed them to get themselves out in transition, start those open threes.
Azania made Dante Grantham her player of the game there, Mike. You agree with that? We tend to agree with Azania, don't we?
Yeah, sometimes.
I wasn't sure where you were going with that.
Most of the time. No, but Dante Grantham, definitely the standout player for me. I think he's a guy that kind of goes under the radar sometimes. There's so many star names on this London Lions team, but he was a guy tonight that kind of got going early here. We see that quick little left-hand layup here, the up and under. He's got the ability to finish around the rim really, really well with his size and his length. But you can't forget about behind the arc, three-point shot. He can do it from all angles here. And here above the rim as well. So he's an exciting player. He's a unique player. I mean, the running left-hand baby hook, that is a tough shot to make. You can see why this guy has NBA and G League experience. The product out of Clemson was balling tonight.
Yeah, and in terms of what the London Lions were able to do in that third quarter, you know, those three-pointers, those back-to-back three-pointers, Darren, that's pretty impressive, and that definitely made the difference tonight.
I mean, it broke the game wide open. I mean, you have two corner big shots from Morgan, but I mean, he leads the league in three-point percentage. I mean, you could expect that. Then you got a step back here from Connor, the Morgan brothers, I guess you could call them. I mean, they make it happen. And like I said, that New York guard, he's going to get you one and he leaves the game.
But those are the important shots that you need to be able to make. They are the ones that are going to be able to make the difference. And the play that did make the difference again tonight was Noah. We spoke about him at the top of the show, Mike. But today we get to see him in league action for the first time. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, efficient. I think he was 7 for 8 from 2. And, you know, it was in the first half. He really got going. He was that spark. And again, ability to finish above the rim, but consistent shooter from outside, and his athleticism really, like, it's unmatched. We said how his physicality and his athleticism is what separates him from a lot of these guys. And a guy who played in the NBA for multiple different teams, coming into a team mid-season, that can be a tough thing. But because he has that experience, he's able to slot in right away and be productive.
No, he has been productive, and that's that win there for the London Lions. And how does that affect the league? Let's have a look at this league table. I haven't seen it for a while, and here it is. London Lions, of course, at the top. They have lost only 3. They've won 23. Caledonia Gladiators yet to be in action this weekend. They're underneath, but it's the Newcastle Eagles just up there in the top half of the table. Be interesting to see how much more that changes over the next few weeks. So it's been a day today for London Lions, for them to be able to come back, get over that defeat over the weekend. And you, I'm assuming, Jerome, were pretty impressed with them.
I was today, honestly. Without their leader, Jordan Taylor, tonight, Tariq Phillips stepped up big. I mean, I thought he handled the pressure overall like anybody would in that moment. I mean, he stepped up like a player today. He just ran the team, and that's what he needed to do for them to get the dub today.
Well, thank you very much, Darren, for joining us. Hopefully we get to have you back, but thank you for watching as well. The London Lions march on. No hangover for them from the trophy weekend, and we'll get to see you soon. Take care.